أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا زدنا علما آمين يا رب العالمين. Welcome to Tabir al-Qur'ani. Today, inshallah, we are going to continue with page number 72. This is chapter number 3, and it is about Taqdeem Takhir. So, inshallah, we are going to continue with the Arabic text. ونحوه قوله تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اركعوا واسجدوا واعبدوا ربكم وافعلوا الخير لعلكم تفلحون. This is the ayah that requires sajda. So it is Surah Al-Hajj, ayat number 77. فبدأ بالركوع وهو أقل المذكورات، ثم السجود وهو أكثر، ثم عبادة الرب وهو أم، ثم فعل الخير. So this page starts with a similar example as in the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala: O you who believe, bow and prostrate, worship your Lord. وَارْكَعُوا وَاسْجُدُوا وَاعْبُدُوا رَبَّكُمْ وَافْعَلُوا. Worship your Lord and do good so that you may succeed. وَافْعَلُوا الْخَيْرَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. Surah Al-Hajj. So this is here, فَبَدَأَ بِالرُّكُوعِ. Here bowing is mentioned first. It starts with mentioning the ruku, as it is the, you can say, the least among the acts mentioned, and it is then followed by the sujood, which is more frequent, then the worship of the Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is more general, and finally, here it says, um, summa fi'l al-khair. So then here, finally, the performance of the good deed, fi'l al-khair. وقد يكون الكلام بالعكس فيتدرج من الكسرة إلى القلة، وذلك نحو قوله تعالى: يا مريم اقنتي لربك واسجدي واركعي مع الراكعين. Ayat number 43 of Al Imran. فبدأ بالقنوت وهو عموم العبادة، ثم السجود وهو أقل وأخص، ثم الركوع وهو أقل وأخص. Sometimes the order is bilaksi, is reversed, progressing from what is more general and um, more general or more abundant to what is more specific or in killa, like less frequent. As in this statement, we have seen, Ya Maryam kunuti li rabbiki wasjudi warqai maraqin. O Maryam, be obedient to your Lord, and then you do sujood, and then you do ruku with those who do the ruku. Raqeen. This is Al Imran, ayat number 43. Now, here we see that it begins with kunut, the devotion, which just have all forms of worship, then mentions the sujood, and which is more specific, and then the bowing is mentioned, the ruku is mentioned here, which is even more specific. So another example we can see here: ومنه قوله تعالى هو الذي خلقكم فمنكم كافر ومنكم مؤمن. Surah Taghabun, ayat number, this is ayat number 2. So it is He who created you. Among you are the disbelievers, and among you are the believers. So disbelievers are here mentioned first. As you can see here, فَبَدَأَ بِالْكَافِرِينَ لِأَنَّهُمْ أَكْثَرُ قَالَ تَعَالَى وَمَا أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ Surah Yusuf, ayat number 103. So here disbelievers are mentioned first because they are more in number, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Yusuf, ayat number 103. But most of the people, even though you strive, not believers. وَمَا أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَأَنَّهُ قَوْلُهُ تعالى ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عبادنا فمنهم ظالم لنفسه ومنهم مقتصد ومنهم سابق بالخيرات بإذن الله. Ayat number 32 of Surah Al-Fatir. فقدم الظالم لكسرته ثم المقتصد وهو أقل منه ثم السابقين وهم أقل. So here a similar example or pattern appears in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's statement, then we cause summa or rasnal kitab al-lazina, and then we cause those whom we choose from our servants to inherit the book. الَّذِينَ اصْطَفَيْنَا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا فَمِنْهُمْ, among them is one who wrongs himself. فَمِنْهُمْ ظَالِمٌ لِنَفْسِهِ وَمِنْهُمْ مُقْتَصِدٌ وَمِنْهُمْ سَابِقٌ بِالْخَيْرَاتِ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. Among them is one who is moderate, and among them is one who is foremost in good deeds by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's permission. So this is from Surah Al-Fatir. So here the wrongdoers are mentioned first due to their greater number, followed by uh, the uh, the moderate who are fewer in number, and then those foremost in good deeds who are the fewest. So here we see this. فقدم الظالم لكسرة ثم المقتصد وهو أقل منه ثم السابقين وهم قل. وقد يكون ذلك إشارة إلى أنه سيبدأ بذكر الكافرين ثم بذكر المؤمنين بعدهم فقال بعد هذه الآية. So here it is mentioned about in this ayah that is also here you can see about this detail, and it is just linked with this one, the first one, where it is mentioned, and about this whole thing, this explanation is about this thing. So here this ayat is mentioned, Alam yatikum bin naba'u allazina kafaru min qablu fazaku wabala amrihim walahum azabun alim. And also زعم الذين كفروا أن لن يبعثوا قل بلى وربي لتبعثن ثم لتنبؤن بما عملتم وذلك على الله يسير. ثم قال بعد ذلك ومن يؤمن بالله ويعمل صالحا يكفر عنه سيئاته ويدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار. So here all these ayat are mentioned here, which are connected with each other, and all the siyak is you can say mentioned here. So here أو هو إشارة إلى أنه سيبدأ بذكر الكافرين ثم بذكر المؤمنين بعدهم فقال بعد هذه الآية. So here this is mentioned, like here the wrongdoers are mentioned first due to their greater number, followed by the moderate who are the fewer, and then those who are foremost in good deeds and who are the fewest. So this is mentioned that this type of just order can like it can also indicate that uh, first here it is addressing the disbelievers and then the believers afterwards. So of course these verses that follow begin by mentioning the disbelievers and then their punishment, and only afterward speaking about the believers and their reward, just as we have seen in the earlier verse. So we can say that this is not going to like contradict with the explanation based on the majority and the minority, because more than one you can say here the taqdeem and ta'khir is happening, and when there are a number of factors clashing, then they can reinforce one another. So this is just uh, you can say again taqdeem and ta'khir because of the fewer number and the greater number. So here we can just wind up this page, or we can summarize this page as like here you can see that the order of the words and actions in the Quran is, as we have always seen, is it is intentional and meaningful and not just random. And in like this we have seen in the ayah of the of Surah Hajj at number 77, the start, like the ruku, we know that it is fewer actions, and then we have sujood like more frequent and it is greater, like for uh, we have already seen in learn in page number 71 that for every ruku we have two sujood, and then there is sujood of talawa and the sujood of shukr, and also the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is also broader than the physical actions. Then doing the good deeds, so like it is also a very comprehensive action. So this words, like we can say that this just gradually expands from specific act to a very broad command. As you can see, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اركعوا واسجدوا واعبدوا ربكم وافعلوا الخير لعلكم تفلحون. And also from more to less, we have seen in Surah Al Imran. Or Maryam be, you can see here, Ya Maryam mukunuti li rabbiki wasjudi warka'i al-raki'in. So we have also seen here the devotion, the kunut, the uh, like general worship, very broad, and also then we have seen the sujud, more specific, and then the bowing, even more specific. So the verse also we can see here moves from general devotion to the specific acts of the prayer. So also in the other ayat, as mentioned in Surah Taghabun and Surah Yusuf, we have seen among you are the disbelievers, and then among you are the believers. Also, disbelievers are mentioned first because they are more in number, and also this is then supported by another verse in which we have seen وَمَا أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتَ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. So most people, even if you strive, are not believers. So this just is the supporting ayah. Then we have another ayah from Surah Al-Fatir. Among them are those who wrong themselves. Some are moderate. So here we see وَمِنْهُمْ مُقْتَصِدٌ وَمِنْهُمْ سَابِقٌ بِالْخَيْرَاتِ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. Moderate, and some are foremost in good deeds. So here again, why we have seen this order? Those who wrong themselves, they are like more in number. Then we have the moderate ones, and they are fewer. And then we have those uh, sabiqun bil khairat, those the foremost in good, and they are even fewer in the number. So the Quran again follows the principle of, we can say, from kasra to killa, majority to minority. So again, in this explanation that is given here, we have seen in Surah Taghabun the two reasons come together for mentioning the disbelievers first, that they are greater in the number, and also the following verses that are mentioned talk about the disbelievers first and then the believers. So there are multiple reasons that um, are supporting each other, that are supporting the same order, and it is just creating so much harmony in every ayah. Barakallahu li wa lakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.